Do you experience both elbow and bicep pain while you train? Does your squat or bench suck because your bicep or your elbow hurts as you're doing those movements? Well, my name is Dylan, I'm from Field Strength and Athletics, and today we're going to go over how to fix your elbow and bicep problems. Let's get to it. Oh, and something new that I'm doing, make sure to wait to the end of the video for our blooper reel of what happened while we were shooting this video today. Frickin' embarrassing. So when you squat or bench, you're experiencing swelling, redness in your bicep and elbow. You might even feel some inflammation here in your forearm that runs down to your pinky and ring finger, and you'll feel some of the numbness there. And all of these issues present themselves when you're either squatting, benching, or doing grip work. And for some people, pull-ups and push-ups. So before we go over the specific tips to help out with your bicep and elbow pain, we need to make sure that we're covering the basics first. Make sure that you're sleeping appropriately, making sure that you're emphasizing recovery in your programming, making sure that you're getting enough food, getting proper nutrition, and then maybe every once in a while getting a massage to help out with any tightness in the body, and icing. Once we've done that, then we can move on to some of these tips. So if you're good on all of those, let's go ahead and move on. All right, so tip number one, and this is probably the most prominent thing that you can do, so we're gonna get it out of the way first and see if it helps you guys. Tip number one is to actually move your hands out in your squat position. Moving the hands out takes pressure off the elbow and thusly takes pressure off the bicep. Another thing that also helps with this is wearing elbow sleeves to help keep the warmth on the elbow and keep a little bit of compression. Tip number two, when you're squatting and you have that bar on your back, you want to act like you're doing a lat pull down on that bar, and that's going to help activate the back. And when you activate the back, it takes pressure off of the elbow. Think of doing a lat pull down onto your back. Now, it's important to say here that you are using your back to do the lat pull down on that bar and not pulling hard with your hands. Pulling hard with your hands will just activate your bicep and elbow more, and that's going to be a little bit more counterproductive. Tip number three, and this works for pretty much every movement out there, your bench press, your overhead press, pull-ups, push-ups, and it's actually use your back to help brace and take you through the full range of motion. If you want to take some of the pressure off the elbow, as you say, do a push-up, using the back, keeping it tight to push as you're going here, takes pressure off the elbow. Same thing with the pull-up. If we use the back to brace as we do our pull-up, it takes more pressure and weight off of the elbow and puts it on the back instead, taking away a lot of that elbow pain. And for the strongman competitors out there, using the back to help with any overhead presses like your log press or axle press and not letting those shoulders shoot up will take some of the pressure off the shoulder and elbow. Tip number four, the fourth and final tip, is maybe laying off some of the grip work. Let's say you're doing a high frequency programming and you have deadlifts twice a week at higher reps. This does use your grip, and then you come back on a third day and maybe do some grip work or farmer's carries. Doing this for a long time can actually create some chronic fatigue and inflammation in your elbow and biceps. And this over time is very, very uncomfortable. So maybe you just need to take a week off of the grip work and maybe taking a little bit easier on your deadlifts or switch over to straps. So that way your grip gets a chance to recover and rest. And this should help your elbow and bicep and the inflammation in there. All right, guys, those are my 4 tips to help you with your tendonitis in your bicep and elbow, to help make sure you can still squat, make sure that you can still bench press and do all of your movements throughout the week. I hope one of these tips or all of them helped you out, or somebody that you know got helped out from this list of tips. If you guys like this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Leave a comment down below, please. That helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithms. Gets me exposed to more people out there. If you guys aren't already, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace. Now, before we go over the So fix number, redo. For the fellas, if your right hand and your right elbow is the side that always gets chronically inflamed and is always sore when you're coming to do your lift and everything, switch to the left hand. I can't say that on YouTube.